What's going on today, YouTubers? Welcome to another edition of Walking Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at a production knife from everybody's favorite production designer, Chris Reeves. This is his TiLock model, designed by Grant and Gavin Hawk. So real quick, let's go ahead and jump into the specs. We have a 3 1/4 inch blade of S35VN, classic Chris Reeve drop point shape with a fairly high hollow grind. The knife is pretty decently thin behind the edge there, making it a really good slicer. The handles are 2 titanium slabs with no locking mechanism on the handles. It's called the TiLock because this is the lock back here. It's a flexible strip of titanium that is nested into the handles, and it's got a little barbell thing back here that locks into the titanium handle. To open it, you just pull out, and there you go. This knife made some waves when it first came out for the innovative lock design, which is basically what Grant and Gavin Hawk do best. They come up with weird locking mechanisms, and sometimes they're popular, sometimes they stick, and sometimes they don't. It really just it depends. Sometimes people really like, you know, what they have to make, and other times it just doesn't do it for people. So this is one of those weird knives that kind of falls by the wayside because of, I guess probably because of its unique locking mechanism. There is a lot to like about the knife. It packs a whole bunch of blade into not much handle, so you're getting a really good blade to handle ratio, 3.25 to 4, which is really good. Obviously high-end materials with the S35VN and the titanium handle slab. This is the Elemental version of the TiLock, so the normal version doesn't have all this extra machining done. But I think the reason that this falls by the wayside is because of the value equation. You are getting top-end materials and very good fit and finish. A knife made by Chris Reeves is almost always going to have really good fit and finish. Plus you have the kind of innovative lock design from Grant and Gavin Hawk. But this knife retails for about $550 street. So unless you really like the lock design, this can kind of leave you wanting for reasons to buy it. It does look pretty cool. It's very functional for sure. Like all Chris Reeve knives are designed to be very functional, but that's not exclusive. I mean, you can find highly functional knives at all the price ranges, especially when you get up into the amounts that this is into. I mean, I showed you guys a custom knife recently, the Thorburn L28 inner frame, that costs about the same as this knife, and it's a full custom, whereas this is a full production knife. does this knife have a place in the knife world? That was kind of my point in bringing this knife out for review today. I don't know. I don't know anymore. When I bought the knife originally, it was kind of like a curiosity. But how many people are like me that are willing to spend $500+ for a curiosity, you know? How curious are you that you really need to see how the TiLock works? Because when it comes down to it, although this is functional, I don't think that it's superior. I mean, yeah, you can get your fingers out of the way when you're closing the knife, and that's great and all. But that's it. That's pretty much the only thing it has over, say, like a frame lock or a liner lock. And if we're talking about safe ways to disengage a lock, how about the compression lock being, you know, way better? Better because it's easier to use. As far as lockup goes, this thing is very secure. I'm never really afraid that it's gonna close on me. I think you'd have to probably hit it with a hammer on the spine to get it to accidentally disengage, because of the way that it locks up. You kind of have to pull it down and back. You can see the yeah, you kind of have to pull it down and then out for it to disengage the lock. So it's not a matter of not being secure. This is very secure, but the ease of use, like right now it's giving me a little bit of trouble, but a compression lock, way easier to use on knives that are much cheaper than $550. This wasn't intended to be like a bash on Chris Reeve video. I own a carbon fiber small Sebenza that's one of my favorite user knives that I've ever owned. It's just, in my opinion, it's the simplicity, executed perfectly. You know, all that crap that you usually hear people talking about Chris Reeve knives when they're fanboys. I agree with most of that when it comes to the Sebenza. As far as the TiLock goes, a very innovative idea, but I don't know that in this market that they can justify the prices that they're charging anymore. Maybe like 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, before the, you know, tactical pocket knife world exploded, there's just so much more out there, so many more designers that are doing innovative things, and there are people out there like, I hate to keep coming back to him because it sounds like I'm a fucking billboard, but he just jumps to mind because I'm so familiar with his work. But Andre Thorburn, who will do a full custom knife for what it costs to get this production knife, and his knives have the added benefit of being a lot more fun to play with, in my opinion, than this thing is. The pocket clip, I had to change out the pocket clip to a normal Sebenza pocket clip because it's so annoying. The pocket clip that comes with this, it's like a pinch style pocket. You have to pinch the back to get it to go in and out of your pocket, and it's so annoying. That is probably the worst feature of this knife, is the pocket clip, because other than that, like I said, very highly functional piece of art here. It's a damn good looking knife, and it's definitely, if you have knife friends that maybe aren't familiar with it, definitely like a conversation starter as far as the locking mechanism goes. But beyond that, beyond a very functional knife with some innovative designing and some cool finishing, I don't know that there's much value there because of how much they charge. There are companies out there using the same exact types of materials on knives for a fraction of the price. So it comes down to, I guess, managing their expectations with the current market. I don't know that Chris Reeve has done that. They're still expecting undying loyalty from their fans for this knife to expect them to be able to sell this knife at $550. That's asking for a lot when there's so much else out there that their fans could be spending their money on. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that this knife never became as popular as the Sebenza, because it's asking a lot, and I don't know that they necessarily delivered when it comes to making it stand apart, other than a cool locking mechanism that might not be as functionally great as they think it is. Yeah, I don't know that there's much that makes this knife worth $550. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Definitely, you know, feel free to disagree with me. But at the end of the day, I still drop money on it out of curiosity, but hopefully my curiosity will help you make a decision if you were thinking about this knife. Yeah. Alright guys, take it easy. I will catch you on the next video.